Talk real quick before they do. Um, in addition to the high schools, we got amazing college ministry at UTC. I said because of Laura. So we've got a panel that she's going to introduce. Some amazing athlete leaders here from UTC are going to just kind of share, along with Laura, about what's going on. Laura, you're supposed to have the pink mic, and I'm going to give you the blue.
Clearly, I don't follow directions well. Not a surprise to Jay, I'm sure, but he wasn't going to throw me under the bus there. So I have the privilege of working with this crew along with several other athletes. If you'll pull up that UTC leaders picture, we'll show you the leadership team. So we have a team of 8 right now, and it spans 6 sports and 1 non-athlete. And so this is a group that meets every Sunday night. They plan the meetings. We have Bible study together. And then they lead the meetings completely on Tuesday nights or whatever night we meet because spring semester is crazy. So I'm just going to talk to them. They're going to share a little bit tonight, and y'all can hear more about UTC. So I'm going to start with Ruben here. He has been involved with FCA the longest. He came during the middle of the COVID year last year. So during COVID, NCAA's in a bubble. Nobody wants to come out of the room because if they come out and get COVID, they're quarantined for 2 weeks. It's a little crazy. And so Ruben did venture out at some point, and we had FCA in the gym. We were on one court. There was volleyball going on the next court. So it was an interesting year, but I want him to share just kind of what it's looked like over the past 2 years.
Well, definitely, we started out with just me, Laura, and this woman named Meg, and it was just 3 people at FCA, so it was a crazy time. But one of the biggest changes was definitely the magnitude of it, just going from 3 people to trying to reach every single sport, and like softball, soccer, basketball, just reaching every single sport so we can really just have FCA impact just throughout where people we don't really see and the people we don't really talk about. That's definitely a big change that happened. And another change was definitely the student involvement. Like we say it all the time, we talk about the David of the group, as we're talking about David and Goliath, the person who you just don't expect to be a leader or don't expect to be a big talker. And I really like how FCA just brought out, allowing people to have freedom to speak and allow people to have freedom just to have peace in their words without any judgment, without any repercussions, and just focusing on the relationship with God and trying to impact others. So I feel like that's a huge change that I'm just excited to just keep pushing forward with Laura. So, yeah.
Okay. So as we've grown and we've been strategic about adding godly leaders, we've tried to find one for each team, and the eventual goal is to have this leadership team grow to 17, 18, where we have one from every team. But we're getting there. And so I'm going to ask Sylvie real quick right here. She's a women's soccer player. Just what made you want to become an FCA leader?
So I had the privilege actually of going to a Christian school, K through 12. So I've kind of known Christian fellowship in sports from a young age, and I've loved every minute of it. So when I kind of came my freshman year to UTC, we were in the summer, school hadn't started yet. I was kind of being a part of a team, and I was taken back. I'm like, whoa, we're not praying before games, we're not breaking down on amen, I'm kind of not used to that. And I just remember when school started, FCA ad popped up on my Instagram, and I'm like, okay, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, that's something I can get behind. And so I remember coming, and I was just kind of blown away. I was like, I can do this. This is something I want to be a part of. And I remember filling out just an info sheet at the end, and a question was would you be interested in being a leader? And I'm like, yes, anything just to kind of bring what I had and that opportunity I had growing up to my team, because I didn't see it and I really wanted to bring it there. So that's kind of why I wanted to become a leader.
Okay, and then we're going to pass it to Malachi, and he's going to share why he became a leader.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. For me personally, I transferred here after my freshman year. I played basketball, and at my last school we didn't have FCA, and just being a Christian and knowing that's how I had become the person I am today. I wanted to get behind, like Sylvie said, something where everyone kind of has the same goals and same outlook on life. And I knew being around them would help me become a better person and allow me to be better in my sport. And then I can try to pull other athletes, other teammates that I know to try to follow the same footsteps. And that's pretty much the reason why I did.
So we're going to talk about the busy college life. So if you don't realize, some of these athletes are getting into the weight room at 5:45 in the morning. They go to school all day. They have study hall. They're in the library till sometimes midnight or later. Probably Ruben knows everybody's library hours because he stays in there the longest. That's what you get for being an engineering major. And so he probably knows how late they stay in the library. But it's a busy, nonstop day. So we're going to talk to Alex from men's golf, and he's going to share how FCA just fits into that busy schedule.
Yeah, so I guess I would say that coming into UTC and not being involved in FCA earlier, I didn't quite have as much on the table as I wanted to, but since becoming an FCA leader and getting involved, I guess, with the devotions every week, I've got more on my plate, and luckily, since Laura works tirelessly to schedule these meetings when everybody is available or people are available for the most part, we're all able to get there. And for me, we have our FCA meetings Monday, Tuesday, usually at night, and to have them at the beginning of the week is really important for me because I know for myself, just and these three up here as well as athletes, we can get a little bit caught up in the just keep going and how you're doing in your sport and how you're doing in school and kind of lose track of what's really important. So to kind of have a mental refresher at the beginning of each week on a Monday or a Tuesday night, just to go into the week with the right perspective is something that's really important and a great way for FCA to fit into my life.
Okay, and then we're going to throw it to Malachi, and he's going to answer.
Like Laura said, we have a busy schedule. You know, right now we're in the middle of the season. We practice every day from 12 to 3. We have weights in the morning at 8, and we have study halls, meetings, film, and you know, you're always on the go, and it's easy to forget to pray or forget to read your devotional because the moment you get home, it's 11 o'clock, you haven't ate, you have to shower, and then the last thing on your mind is reading when you want to watch the basketball game or something, and you have to try to keep it in perspective on what's really important, and without God, like all those other things don't function. And I think I don't try to add it into my life. I just make it a part of it, you know, like I don't try to make time to pray or read or listen to praise and worship music. I try to make it a part of my daily schedule as well, you know, so sacrificing Netflix or YouTube for those things are more important, and that's how I, you know, make it a part of my life.
So Ruben and Sylvie were two that just went to a college advance weekend. So you heard some talk about camps. College Advance is the camp for college athletes from all over the state. So Ruben is going to share just a little bit about what God did that weekend. Just
background going into this, I actually was trying to get out of College Advance for a good minute because because I had 4 tests the upcoming week, and Laura she was pushing me. So I ended up going, and I was very stressed about these tests. I had 4 tests in 1 week. I was stressed, and then it was crazy when I got there the first night. It was just, I don't know, it was like a peace. It was just a knowing that I can just focus on my relationship with God. I can just focus on my relationship with God. I don't have to focus on any schoolwork. I don't have to focus on any just people, really, judgment. And then when I planned out to do a lot of homework during our break times, I was worried about the Wi-Fi, and I ended up not doing any homework at all. So, but that's just a background into it. But College Advance really was a place where I could definitely just be around people who fight the good fight for our true faith. And honestly, it impacted me a lot, just seeing how everybody can come together for a common goal and just try to, reach it and just listen to amazing speakers, just very encourage everybody, we had an MOG time, that's what I remember the most, but it's a man of God, but just encourage young men, encourage young women, and I really feel like that event, that camp, so to say, has really just changed me overall in my perspective on how I do things, so that's how College Advance got me.
Okay, so Sylvie, as you heard, she didn't have FCA in high school, so she doesn't have anything to compare me to. But what does having an FCA staff member on campus, how does that help you or your team?
Well, as college athletes, people want things from us all the time. Our weight coaches want us to hit numbers in the weight room. Our trainers want us to eat healthy. Coaches want us to perform well on the field or court or wherever. We need to keep our grades up. And all the time I feel like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. I want what's best for you. I want what's best for you. But when I tell you, like, Laura's here and she wants what's best for us, she just wants us to further our relationship with God. She just wants us to get in the Word and just spend time with God, spend time with other Christian athletes who are pushing us in our faith. Like, she wants what's best for us. And it's so easy to get caught up in what our coaches need, what we need to do this. We need to get this off our list today. I need to finish that. I need to make sure I play well tomorrow. I got to get to sleep. Fill in the blank. She's on campus and she's at our disposal truly for what matters most. And sometimes it's just kind of exhausting, just always someone wanting something from us. She truly and 100% just wants us to grow a relationship with Christ and help others on our team grow a relationship with Christ. So.
Okay, so we are going to pass it to Alex next. What is your favorite part of FCA and why?
My favorite part of FCA is just that the student athletes are the ones who can speak. Sometimes, I guess when you get people coming in from other places who speak, or people who might not be in a similar position as you, it's kind of hard to get really into the devotional or feel their perspective because they just don't come from the same place as you. So when student athletes speak, I find it really helpful because they struggle with the same things that we all struggle as, just whether that be performance or living up to the expectations of others. It all kind of goes hand in hand, but when the student athletes speak, we have a chance to kind of connect more, which is really helpful to me personally.
Okay, and then we're going to pass that to Sylvie and let her answer that same one. What's your favorite part of FCA and why?
Definitely, I recall like Ruben saying it earlier tonight, just like people that are like fighting the good fight. Just, it's the fellowship of Christian athletes. You have no idea how simple that is, but how much we need that all the time. Just, you get caught up, like, I played a bad game, and just to turn to a friend, like, good thing that's not where your identity comes from, because if it did, well then wow, that would be really disappointing. And so just to have that reminder of like, other athletes, like, we're here together, and we're trying to like navigate this crazy life, and we're just slowly trying to just develop our relationship with Christ. And that's definitely the biggest part for me, is just the fellowship and community.
Okay, so Ruben, if there was a specific lesson or event in FCA that's made a big difference in your life, what would it be?
Last year, Meg, she's not here right now, but Meg, we were doing a Thanksgiving FCA, and we actually all we all made some meals for each other. Some people's food tastes better than others, but
y'all still won't try my food, but I don't know why.
Y'all should have seen the mac and cheese. Yeah, the Thanksgiving devotional, it was all about gratitude, and I feel like for me, as we talk about, a busy schedule and everything, sometimes it's hard to see what you have. It's hard to see and just realize how many people are pouring into you, just like you guys, and just how many people are working in your life. So just really stepping back and having that devotion on gratitude and just allowing myself to be thankful and not be worrisome, not be anxious about things, but just be grateful in the moment for what I have and just what God has in store for me. And I feel like that lesson has stuck with me through football games, through just homework, tests, quizzes, even talking to my family and just dealing with people. So I feel like gratitude has really reached out to me, and I can really hold on to it.
Okay. So we're going to pass it to the two on the end to finish it up. If you could summarize FCA in one word, what would it be?
To summarize FCA in one word, I'd probably choose consistency. I find that when I go home and I'm with my small group, I'm really good at staying in the Word and kind of developing my faith with my friends back there. But when I come to school, I find that I get a little bit off track. And unlike these three up here, I'm kind of a rookie. I'm actually a senior at UTC, but this is my first semester with FCA. So since I've come here, having these weekly devotionals and these leadership meetings where Laura's kind of spurring us on in our faith and asking us questions, helping us, I guess, figure out what we're doing and how we can better ourselves, has just provided a way for me to maintain my faith and grow it, as well as practice it within a community like I do back at home, which is very, very important.
For me, my word would be committed, because we're committed to getting better every day, to growing as a family together, like Sylvie said, pushing each other, but not settling for, where we are in life. We're not perfect, but we can always be better, and even if we have done good for a week, there's always something we can do better. We can push other people. We can respond better in situations that we have no control over. And I would just say, like, committed is the word, because I think just every single day looking ourselves in the mirror and knowing that we can do better, be better, and strive to be better, because I feel like your relationship with God and in life, it's not to be perfect. It's for progression and not perfection. And that's just my mindset, just try to progress every day.
Okay. Good job. Thank these leaders for coming here. We had 3 more that were back in the back serving the whole time, so they are in full force.